Hi, it's Sandra Rinamato, and today I want to talk about this wonderful episode with Yinny on my television show By Herself, which was all about single women buying their own homes. Now, I loved working with Yinny because I could really relate to what she was going through. So many of us, when a single woman says, "Yep, I'm going to buy my own place," sometimes it doesn't really go off well. You know, the person that you tell, you have to be really careful who you're going to tell because they may inadvertently plant a seed of doubt in your mind. They may not be doing it on purpose. They may not be aware that they're, squashing your dream, but they might be trying to protect you, right? So in this situation, we have Yinny, who is bound by tradition. And I love this episode because I was bound by tradition too. And I think many of us out there fall into that trap. So let's watch a clip and then please hold for my commentary.
My name is Yinny and I am 34 years old and I work for a reinsurance company. I am living at my parents' home. I'm very close to my grandmother and about 2 years ago, she got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I was able to take care of her. Now that she's recovered, I feel I can move on with my life. In a traditional Chinese family, a woman normally doesn't leave home until she's married to another family. My parents will be against me leaving home. My family doesn't know that I am searching for a new home. It'll be hard for me to leave because I'm terrible at making decisions. My parents make decisions for me, and I don't really have any decisions to make.
I feel for Yinny in this episode. She discovered just how difficult it can be to achieve a big dream, how tough it can be to overcome obstacles when you aren't truly committed to it. Yinny started off strong. She had helped her grandmother when she needed it most and had fulfilled the role that her background had prepared her for. And now she felt she could break with the Chinese tradition in order to pursue her dream of owning her own place. That takes guts. You are definitely swimming against the tide. She would have been the very first woman in her whole family to break tradition, to go against the family and step out on her own. That's huge. Please don't underestimate just how tough that is. So she decided to do this surreptitiously and keep it secret from her family because she was afraid that people would plant that seed of doubt in her mind, those negative thoughts that I talked about, and then her resolve would crumble. Those are very real issues that many women face, no matter what background. We often accept false beliefs, and many times they hold us back from becoming and from experiencing so much more in life. We accept them. It's nobody's fault. These are stories that have been shaped over the course of our lifetime, and to change them takes work. That work has to be done if you are to have a clear, strong vision of the life you want. The issues Yinny found wrong with every suite we looked at could have been her false beliefs coming up to stop her from moving forward. That's what happens to us. If we aren't 100% committed, we can be sabotaged in the heat of the moment by our own beliefs, the ones we thought we had dealt with. I go much deeper on this in my course. Check it out in the description. Traditions are important to so many people. Traditions are historically based. It's how it's always been done. This is how your grandmother did it, and her grandmother did it, and this is how we did it in the old country, so it must be right for you too. Hey, listen, I heard all that stuff. My parents came from southern Italy, an impoverished area, and they brought a time capsule with them with the instructions on how to live. Okay, not really. It's an expression. In those days, there were very rigid gender roles. Women did this and not that. Men did this and not that. Even kids had a role. And women did not buy their own homes. I felt bound by those traditions. Until I had tried them out, I had lived that prescribed life and it didn't work for me. So once I had hit rock bottom, I decided to try my way instead. And I never looked back, even through the hard times. I knew what was right for me. I started honoring my own wishes, and ultimately, I was able to live a life beyond my dreams, and you can too. At that point in my life, I hadn't seen anyone else do it, so I couldn't imagine it. But in the end, I created it for myself. Times have changed, and our needs have changed. Society has changed, and so too have the roles that we play. It wasn't that long ago that a woman couldn't even get a credit card, let alone a mortgage, without a man. For many of us, we can't even imagine that, but it's true. And now, thankfully, women do qualify for loans to start businesses or buy property or many properties, whatever we want money for. And women are very responsible when it comes to these businesses and the loans. But as it turned out for Yuni, the burden of keeping a secret from the family she loved turned out to thwart her resolve. Buying her own home was difficult because the obstacles may have been bigger than her goal at that time. It was just a false start, that's all. When Yini's ready to commit to her dream, she'll find a way over, under, or through all those obstacles, and she'll achieve her big goal of buying a home by herself. Go Yini!